Hello everyone, and welcome back to my Know by Year. In today's video, we're going to do a little bit of an extreme analysis of wants versus needs. So in the quest to stop shopping or to shop more consciously, one of the main things that we need to consider is whether the purchase in question is a want or a need. And it's not that it's a bad thing to buy things that are just wants and not needs, but in today's little discussion, I wanted to go through kind of the extreme slash obvious slash pragmatic slash, perhaps the true meaning of a want versus a need, and when something is really a need. And then I guess by extension, when we're considering things that are not needs but wants, how we can decide which levels of wants make the cut as far as things that we should purchase or that we might get great value from if we do decide to purchase. So starting with the question of wants versus needs in general, humans are relatively intuitively designed when you really think about it. The things that a human needs to survive and be reasonably content as far as our general well-being are fairly straightforward in the realms of food, water, and shelter, and arguably some other humans around for company, for optimal mental health. And what's more, there is one surefire way to determine whether something falls into the category of that need. If we don't get one of those needs, those core needs for survival as a human, food, water, shelter, companionship, we will feel the physiological pain. So that's another way to pose the question. If I go without this thing, will I be in physical pain? Will my body tell me that something is wrong? If we don't drink enough water, we're going to quickly become dehydrated. If we don't eat, we'll quickly become hungry. And if we don't have shelter, we will quickly become too hot or too cold, or perhaps feel a lack of safety as far as where we're going to sleep. And then if we have a total lack of companionship, we're probably not going to feel very mentally healthy, supported, or satisfied. But that's pretty much it as far as the true needs of humanity. And the world at large, the scene of consumerism at large, marketing companies, brands, everything in that category of products, consumer goods, would really love to convince us that we need a lot more than those things. We need more to be happy. We need more to fit in. We need more to fulfill other needs that come up in our lives because of the things that we need in a true sense. So, for example, if we have a house, we need things to clean that house. If we have food that we eat, we need things to prepare and cook that food. Now, to a degree, this is true, right? We need certain supplies to cook food. We need certain supplies to clean our houses. We need certain supplies to drink water, even in a comfortable way. However, we have been preyed upon to make us feel like these desires that go beyond these things are true needs. We have started to feel physiological pains when we don't get what we want sometimes, especially when we lack companionship and feel the loneliness. We might turn to consumerism to fulfill that craving for stimulation and dopamine. And so when we want something, it starts feeling more and more like a need. But that kind of also brings me to one of the questions about wants versus needs. If you have the belief that when you buy a certain product that you want, that some of your physiological pain will go away when you get that object or material item, chances are that's a want rather than a need. To be more clear about this, I guess it's fairly straightforward when you know for sure that you will feel better after you've done something, right? If you're thirsty, you know for sure you'll feel better after you drink some water. You know for sure when you're hungry, if you buy some food and eat it, you'll feel better. If you are in the hot sun, you know for sure when you find shelter, you will feel better. Or, in the cold, the same thing. If you have the feeling that you'll feel better, not the true knowledge that you'll feel better. If you think, oh, when I buy this thing, I think I'll feel better. Not because you truly know, because you've got pangs in your body telling you that if you address those hunger pangs, thirst pangs, even pangs for companionship if you're lonely, which cannot be addressed through buying stuff, by the way. If you're not dealing with those real symptoms that you can feel in your body, if you're just dealing with the thought that this thing that I can buy will make me feel better, chances are that is not a need, that is a want. And chances are as well that that want, when you purchase it, will not actually make you feel better. It will not actually address the need that you feel like you have. And whether you may actually have a need or not is also up for debate. To take this idea of companionship further, I do think that many of our perceived needs that we buy stuff to fill are actually a lack of companionship. I talked about this earlier in my No Buy year, very early. Lonely and Influenced, I think, was my thumbnail for that video, that I suspected that a lot of my shopping was due to being lonely. And I saw a video on the YouTube channel Healthy Gamer about male loneliness, and I think he kind of made the mistake of putting male in the title because it alienates possibly half of the audience that might come across his video, but I do think it applies generally to loneliness and how loneliness pushes us to seek addictive behavior to fulfill that kind of touch starvation, companionship starvation in us. I'll link the video up here so you can see that for yourself. I've also put it on the playlist of videos that inspired me during my No Buy year, which I update every time I come across a video that does genuinely inspire me. I'm not necessarily subscribed to all of the channels, but the video itself at the time did provide some food for thought for my journey this year. Anyway, so back to our actual needs and shopping to fulfill our needs. Even when we're dealing with a real need, it's not the item itself that solves our problem. Even when we're talking about things to clean our houses, or tools to cook our food, or water receptacles to drink out of, it is not the actual item that we can buy, generally, that solves our problem. When we're talking about food and water, we need to actually eat the food. It is not buying the food directly that solves the problem, it is eating the food. And yes, to get food necessitates a purchase unless we're growing our own food, and then, you know, you might have had to purchase gardening tools and whatever. I'm not getting into those details. Yes, you have to purchase the food, but the actual act of the purchase is not what makes you feel better, it's consuming the food. When you need to drink water, it's the actual drinking of the water. It's not the cup that you drink it out of or the water bottle. You could be drinking it out of a hose, you know, hopefully a safe hose without lead in it or whatever, you know. Again, not delving into those details. I'm just talking conceptually. It is the consuming of the water that solves your problem, not what you drink it out of. It is the consuming of the food that solves your problem, not what you cook it with, not the plates you eat it on or the utensils you use or whatever restaurant you go to. It is consuming the food itself. If we're talking about a need like sleep, again, there's a lot of traps to fall into here with better beds and linens and the eye mask that I bought because I thought I would sleep better with it. It is not the bed itself, the linens, the eye mask that makes your sleep better. In some cases, these tools can help, right? In the cooking and drinking and sleeping scenarios, these tools are not totally useless and unhelpful. I'm not trying to say that, but they do not do the work. If you aren't sleeping because you're not getting to bed at a certain time, it doesn't matter how good your bed is or what sleep mask you have or what satin pajamas you might use. You just need to go to bed and sleep. Lay down and close your eyes. There are some rituals, sure, that make this more of a habit likely to succeed. And I will say that for some parts of my life, having an eye mask, not the one that I was influenced to buy, did trigger the ritual of sleep. So again, I'm not discounting that products can help us and be tools, but it's a tricky balance to find when you are buying something with the hope that it will help you. You have to actually use the product as the tool that you're imagining it to be in order for it to be justifiable as a need or a want that's going to help you achieve a need, a true need. We see this a lot with workouts and exercise. It's not buying the equipment or the clothes that makes you work out more. In fact, I had this again happen to me this year where for my birthday, I got a lot of workout clothes because I was looking at walking pads to have inside, and my husband really didn't want to have a walking pad, so he said, we'll get some workout clothes and you can come outside and walk and do it like that. But I have the workout clothes and I don't work out. I'm still working on it. If I'm able to make any breakthroughs here, you'll probably see them on the channel, but it is not the clothes. It's not having the clothes that is making that habit work for me or not work for me as the case may be. You can't just buy new shoes and become a runner. You have to run to be a runner. And then the same thing with houses and apartments. Past a certain degree, it's not the type of house or apartment that is a need. Beyond a certain point, it becomes a want or a nice to have. Obviously, having a house, an apartment, a safe place to be, a safe place to balance your time outdoors with indoor time, have shelter, is a need, but the type of house or the type of neighborhood or the type of all these accoutrements that can go with it, the amenities in your apartment, are there to kind of upsell us as tied to the need that we do have. And then I guess we also need air to breathe. And again, I had a brief period of time where I was wanting air purifiers and houseplants to make my air quality better inside, but ultimately that is not within my realms of control. If the air quality of my city is getting worse, nothing I really do is going to make that better for the collective whole. So it's not wrong to seek purification for my own air in my own house, but it's not something that's an urgent, pressing need that is my responsibility to do all the heavy lifting on, right? Air quality in general is kind of a more global problem. So I'm kind of illustrating the rabbit holes that we can go down here when we're confronted with these issues of true human needs that have been manipulated to be associated with all of these products that we believe can improve our needs and our experience of life, but they're actually wants. And it's not wrong to give in to some of these wants as long as we know, okay, this is not something that I need to live a normal, happy, healthy life. And if it gets to the point where I need to jump through extreme hoops to breathe healthy air, eat healthy food, drink clean water, then something else has gone wrong in our society. Speaking from somebody who lives in America, I'm not talking about more developing countries in the global south that may have genuine concerns with water quality in their tap water and things like that. Just speaking from my own experience as a consumer in North America, in the United States to be particular, and if any of you are in that same demographic, you might resonate a little bit with what I'm saying here, how so many of our needs have been presented as attached to things to want, or so many of our wants have been attached to things that we actually need. Maybe I should put it that way. And they're trying to manipulate us into thinking that we have to buy all this stuff in order to have a happy, healthy, content life. And once again, if I do choose to eventually have an air purifier or more plants in my space, this can be a choice. I just don't want to feel pressured into it like I need it by the marketing companies or the general perceptions or even the news articles that I'm fed in my Google feed. I don't want to feel like I need it when I don't actually need it. I'm not experiencing physiological pain because I don't have houseplants. Or, even studies have been done that might show that plants have mood-boosting properties. There it is again, right? The studies are convincing me that this is a need instead of a want. And I'm not saying that my needs are the same as everybody else's or that people with different genuine needs don't actually have those needs. I'm really not trying to say that. So if houseplants are a genuinely mood-boosting thing for you and you can feel the physiological difference when you have them versus you don't, and that's enough of a sign for you that you would rather live with them than without them, you do you. I'm not criticizing this. There's a such thing as emotional support pets for a reason, because for some people, those pets make enough of a difference that they can be certified as making a difference in their lives. I'm not here to tell you that you shouldn't have a pet, or you shouldn't have plants, or you shouldn't have air purifiers, or you shouldn't have nicer cooking tools. I may not have all that stuff myself, but some of it I certainly do. And I'm not here to judge what is a true need in your life versus my life. Everybody's life looks so different after all. But I guess the common factor perhaps is that we can have all the food, all the water, all the pets and companionship, all the footwear and the beds and accessories in the world. But if we aren't actively trying to do the activities that these are associated with, then nothing's going to happen. Nothing positive is going to be added to our lives. None of our needs are really going to be met and fulfilled. Our human instincts are pretty good at telling us what we need to do in order to not perish. And I think with a little bit of self-reflection, we can get better at distinguishing what the root cause of our feelings of discontent are. When we feel triggered to want to shop or buy something, what is the root cause of this discontentment? Is there a real biological need that I've been ignoring that I could fulfill by doing something instead of buying something? And we can stop kidding ourselves that everything marketed to us is going to fulfill one of our needs. Anyway, that's all I had to share with you today. Hopefully that wasn't too much of an extreme take, and hopefully I haven't alienated anybody out there. If I've missed anything crucial, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to learn from you as well. If you live outside of the US, do you see this any differently than I do? I would love to hear about that too. Okay, bye for now, and I will see you in the next one.